Okay, so we got the 2009 Hyundai Tucson, and the engine's in, and we hooked up all the water heater hose outlets and intake hoses on the backside. Put the clamps back on. These are all new hoses. When you change these hoses, it's better to cut the old hoses off with a razor blade, but mark the orientation for 12 o'clock. So you can get the new hoses, because you see they got quite a curve in them. You can get the new hoses. If you put the orientation the same way, they'll fit right on. Put some lubricant on the inside of the hose so they slip right on. And we use the same squeeze clamps. They turned out pretty good. We also put a new gasket behind this water outlet right here. And you can see we got all new hoses in every position with the clamps. Now we're going to put the thermostat in. Now you see this little groove right here in the thermostat? You want to clean it out with something. Make sure you scrape that groove out real good, because the thermostat is going to fit in that groove. And if you don't get it in that groove, it'll crack the housing when you put the housing up. So you can see how easy it slips out. So it's got to be in the groove. Sometimes I just glue the gasket on to keep it in place. The next thing you want to look at is on the thermostat itself here, you'll see a brass little dimple. That's actually an air bleed valve. And so that little brass piece has to be at 12 o'clock high. Otherwise, the air can't bleed out of the engine properly, and you'll have continuous little issues with the cooling system. So when you put that in, make sure that that is 12 o'clock high. So you get proper bleeding out of the air conditioner. This would be an okay place where you could put some sealer. Most of the rest of the gaskets I put together dry. But this would be a good place to put just a dab, maybe to hold that gasket on there while you put this water outlet on. The water outlet surface has been cleaned, so everything's smooth and ready to go back on. So remember, clean the groove out so you have a place for the thermostat to fit in, and make sure the bleed valve is oriented 12 o'clock high. It's very important. So the rest of the job kind of depends on that little thing right there. So we're going to go ahead and bolt this up. And then that's the thermostat. So it's really, if you're taking it off, we remove the wiring harness cover. I actually have the coil housing and bracket off of this just because it made it a little easier and we were doing other work. And then it's just going to be two bolts right there, or two nuts. The thermostat housing slides on these two studs, and then it'll be two nuts that hold it on. So there you have it, 2009 Hyundai Tucson thermostat change. Not a hard job. Squeeze all these little connectors to take those off. They have little tabs on them, so some of them are squeeze, some of them are pull. Just take your time with them, and everything will be fine. All the little hoses, lubrication works great. A little bit of WD on your finger or on the pipe helps the hoses slip on with ease. And so every single hose on this car is going to be new, and shouldn't have any cooling system issues at all. Thank you. Remember, please share, like, and comment on the videos, and subscribe to our channel, please. We need your help growing the channel. Thank you.